Let's now have a look at the next sustainable site credit, rainwater management. This credit applies to the following types for 3 points. The intent is to reduce runoff volume and improve water quality by replicating the natural hydrology and water balance of the site based on historical conditions and undeveloped ecosystems in the region. It will be no surprise that conventional site development disrupts natural hydraulical systems and watersheds through impervious surfaces, soil compactation, loss of vegetation, and loss of natural drainage patterns. The cumulative effect of these changes is disruption to the natural water balance and loss of water resources. Typically, a conventional site's rainwater management technique is to address the runoff as a byproduct, to be disposed of by piping and conveying it as quickly as possible into centralized, large facilities at the base of the drainage area. And although intended to prevent flooding and promote efficient drainage, it can warm watersheds. It increases the volume, temperature, peak volume, and duration of the runoff. This credit addresses the management of both the quantity and quality of rainwater runoff. And this is done through the required use of green infrastructure and low-impact development strategies, which improve upon the conventional approach by mimicking a site's natural hydrology and managing water as close to the source as possible. Rainwater is treated as a resource rather than a waste product. And the approaches and the technique in this credit involve minimizing disturbed areas of the project site, limiting the amount of impervious cover on a site, and then infiltrating, filtering, and storing and reusing or detaining rainwater runoff at or close to its source. Let's have a look at the requirements. For the establishment period, use low-impact development practices to capture and treat water from 25% of the impervious surfaces for the 95th percentile storm event. And establish and implement an annual inspection program of all rainwater management facilities to confirm continued performance. For the performance period, document the annual inspections, including identification of areas of erosion, maintenance needs, and repairs. And then, of course, perform necessary maintenance, repairs, or stabilization within 60 days of inspection. Let's look at the required documentation. For all projects, provide rainfall data, a rainfall events calculator or calculations for the 95th percentile storm, calculation for runoff volume from the 25% of the impervious area, and calculation for volume of rainwater managed by GI or LID strategies. Plans, details, or cross-sections depicting site conditions, and green infrastructure or low-impact development strategies, highlighting topography, soil qualities, and direction of water flow, and area of site that each of these facilities address. Provide also a narrative confirming that measures qualify as green infrastructure or low-impact development. And lastly, provide documents or a narrative about the inspection and maintenance. Exemplary performance is available. Use GI and LID practices to capture and treat water from 50% rather than 25% of the impervious surfaces for the 95th percentile storm event.